Good evening, guys, and welcome to a Rajasthan Royals Fans Forum, special Fans Forum, where we're going to discuss India's victory over England and secondly, the IPL auction tomorrow. We have a full house again. We have Chris from Derby, Dia from Haryana, Naman from Delhi.
Oh, Jaipur.
Jaipur in the house, Sunny from Delhi, Dinesh from Chennai, Robert from Kolkata, and Jaydeep from Udaipur. So most of the world, and myself obviously from Birmingham, England. So we're very, very happy. Firstly, India's victory over England. It happened, and if you watched our last Fans Forum, the fans were very angry. They were very angry for Virat Kohli. They were very angry with the selection process. And I even did say in that fans forum, India happened, when India get a bad beating, they wake up like tigers. And they woke up like tigers in that game, and they gave England a hiding, a jolly good hiding. Chris, what happened to your boys?
Well, thank you for coming to me first. I'll try and keep this short and sweet. There's a saying in sport: "Beware of the wounded soldier." I never thought India would come back and do what they did to England in the second test. But then again, look what they did to Australia when Australia had them on the rack in that test match. There's a whole world of things that's gone wrong back home in England and probably in India as well. Was the pitch against us from day one? Was that test match won on the toss of a coin? Did we get our tactics right? Did we bring Ali back? Should we have played Bess as well? Certainly for Ashwin and Rohit Sharma, you can't take anything away from those two players. Sharma, 300 odd runs for India the first innings, and Sharma gets 167 of them. Second innings, not one fast bowler took any wickets. It was all down to spin. Was the wicket set up for Indian spinners? Probably. Will the wicket be different on the third test? More than likely to be a seamer's wicket. But you can't take anything away from India. India destroyed England on that second test. Was it a lovely test match to see? For an Indian fan, absolutely. For an England fan, not. The only thing that I would say, and it's been said back home in England, and I don't know if you've picked up on this, Surinder, but back home in England, some of the press have mentioned the 15,000 or 20,000 spectators that were allowed into the ground. But on the first test, there was no spectators allowed. Was that because India can't play to an empty crowd? Sorry, they can't play to an empty stand. And some fans in the ground supporting India, shouting and clapping India, gets them to raise their game.
Yeah, and that's a brilliant question. And Deep said it in the last Fanzoom. He actually said India will have a fans at Chennai Stadium, and the difference between the performance and the way the fans were up for that game made a massive difference. And it doesn't matter. Part of cricket is when you have a home crowd, it gives you that advantage. It gives you that solid advantage, and it keeps your players up and ready for that. Up to you, Diaz. Quickly to you. You happy with India's performance and selections?
Definitely, there was no, doubt over the selection that we had, because in the first test match, we didn't get the chance to have Akshar Patel. And earlier I got to know that he was the first choice player who was going to be there in the playing 11. And he got a fifer. I guess he's the seventh Indian bowler to get a fifer on his debut match. So he, was brilliant with the ball, although he couldn't deliver much with the bat. But I guess for that, all the credit goes to Rohit Sharma as well as Rishabh Pant as well, to some extent, the way they batted in the first innings. And I guess, as Chris was mentioning about that, this pitch was made for the Indian spinners. I don't agree to it, because I think, as Virat Kohli also mentioned this thing, it was India who was better with their application in terms of batting as well as bowling, how they applied themselves. Because Jack Leach and Moeen Ali also got 4 wickets each in the third innings against India. but it was, how we batted. Of course, we batted better than how, England batted. So I think if, and a lot of talks was going on regarding, the kind of pitch that it was playing, but it was the same kind of pitch that was there for India in the first innings and for like England as well. It was in the first innings, Rohit Sharma's innings, that definitely made a difference for us. And in the third innings as well, we applied our batting and we could score 300 plus runs. So we are known, I guess we have made the reputation of being the comeback team, because last time around, I remember in 2017, we had lost the first test match against Australia and back in Pune. And after that, we made the comeback and we won the series. And I can see something of that sort similar happening in, this series as well. And again, I think, Chennai, is definitely known for its, spin kind of a pitch, and this was definitely one turner of a track. And India did play a gamble, because they also, somewhat risk this thing, because they have also got good spinners who, if the pitch allows, they can bowl really well, and we could see that. But I guess it was the application, that, and they were actually outbowled in all the three departments. And I guess in the third test match, I can say it's looked well balanced, because knowing it's going to be a pink ball test match, and both the teams have got great bowlers who can swing the ball, and we don't know how the pitch in Ahmedabad is going to play. So I think I won't say like India did something different as a home team. I think it's going to be an evenly balanced match earlier on as well, and in the first two test matches as well. If England can give us like swing friendly pitches, we can also give them spin friendly pitches. This is what how it works. So I think
Yeah,
I was
that's
really
true.
happy with the team's performance overall.
Perfect, and that's well summed up. The fact is, we can't distinguish. India nearly scored 600 runs. Yeah, for a spin-friendly pitch, they nearly scored 600 runs, and we cannot forget that. And then the spin bowlers in the first Test match, England had the best batting conditions for the first 2 days, and then the pitch were the dead. And that's more like what happens in England. The team that bats first for the first couple of days, if the swing is not swinging conditions, they play better, and then as soon as the pitch gets wear and tear, but day 5, that team struggles. Sunny Bhai, up to you. You happy with India's performance and selection?
Yeah, definitely. I was happy with what Team India did in the second test match, because, we all saw what actually happened. It's not what, I completely agree with Dia on that note that, it's England who actually, didn't apply their plans accordingly. They didn't play the spin really well. If you look into it, even England bowlers got the wickets in both the innings. In first innings, England spinners got 7 out of 10 wickets, and in the third innings, they got 8 out of the 10 wickets. So I think overall, it's how the batsmen from both the teams played on that wicket. That's what made a huge difference. Otherwise, I think it was a well balanced test match. If England would have batted, a little bit tactically on that wicket, we could have seen this match also going to the wire. So I think credit where it dues. Indian team did really well, and making a comeback it's just like they're making a habit of it. They lost the first test match to Australia in 2017, and even in this Border Gavaskar trophy they lost the first test match. So it's what you make a habit of. So they are making a habit of making a strong comeback in a series even after losing the first game.
That's spot on. And I said it in the last one. So after getting a good beating for the 39 all out, they came back like warriors, and we were expecting that. And I say a lot of the fans, Indian fans, were saying at that time they are going to win. Up to you, Robert. Rohit Sharma, he came up trumps, eh?
I told in the previous Fanzoom, Rohit Sharma, don't let him out. He'll play his game. And he was brilliant in the first innings. And I thought in the second innings, he could have scored more. He got stumped, unfortunately. Like you saw, he could have got stumped 3 times. But in the final time, he had got stumped. Yeah, so Rohit Sharma played a brilliant innings. Obviously, 161 in this pitch. Like he had the right tactic, right? He attacked the ball. So that was the right tactic of the batsman. Like we also saw Rishabh Pant attacking the ball. In this pitch, you need to attack. Like England batsman Moeen Ali got success in the last second innings because he was attacking. He scored 40 odd runs. So if England had attacked a bit more, they would have might lived up to their expectation. What India was doing, you can see Pujara, Virat Kohli in the first innings, like that was a good there was a brilliant ball from Moeen Ali. But anyway, coming to Pujara, he was defending. He was not attacking that well. That's why he got out. So what was the tactic of Indian batsmen, that they had to attack the ball? Like even Rohit Sharma said that was the best option to score runs on that pitch. So that's why he got success also.
And that is true. And if you look at one thing about from a technical point for batting, it's the use of the feet. And Indian batsmen have excellent footwork, and that was getting them out of the trouble. Where the foot marks were, they were taking the foot marks outside of the equation. Whereas you look at England, everything was on the back foot defense, and then you have a short leg or a fine leg there. They're there for the catch. So it's really, really important to have that application, as both Dia and Sunny Bai said, is having that right mental thought of saying, I need to attack the ball and I need to get my feet into position and then being able to play that. With the pick
and
ball,
I feel England didn't use a sweep shot as well. Only Joe Root was using it. Like the other batsman was just defending it. They didn't use it well. So that's why Indian batsmen got more success, because they were using the sweep shots well. Like you saw Ashwin also using it, Rohit Sharma using it, and they both ending up scoring centuries. So they needed to use that shot also too.
And again, another problem what England did is they didn't use Joe Root enough. In my opinion, I thought Joe Root was very dangerous in that Test match. And again, the slightly lower arm, the quicker delivery, and the surprise ball, Joe Root didn't bowl enough. And I thought England could have done that a bit better as well. Whereas Kuldeep, they used Kuldeep in the right format. Kuldeep needed to build his confidence getting into that match and then take it from there. Going up to you, Naman. Happy Indian fan?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I agree that if you have got something in your pocket, that's why you have selected in the playing 11. So, it was the perfect team selection, and the Indians play really well in the whole test match. And the Rohit is brilliant. If he like stays on the pitch, he stays still long. Like he does not play like the near hundreds or something. If he got 50, like 50, and if he got like 150, like he will go above that only. Like we have seen in the ODIs also and in the test also. So yeah, like Rohit is a big chance. So he has got into a form. And like in the third test also, like we did not know how will the pitch play in the Motera Stadium, because this is the first international test match after the newly constructed stadium. So yeah, we are really hoping that India will play good in that also.
And again, 110,000 people at Montera Stadium capacity. That could be 50,000 on the day. 50,000
Yeah.
fans, probably for 3 or 4 days of a test match. And we're in England, and Chris will vouch for that. Cricket is back on free-to-air TV, and we're getting millions watching the test match at 4 o'clock in the morning. This will be at 9 o'clock in the morning, and it's going to be perfect. And I say, I was lost after 2 days, waking up at 4 a.m. to watch the match. Today I had a line. I still woke up at 6 o'clock. I thought, oh, what's the score? So it's brilliant. Finally, up to Jaydeep, and then quickly Dinesh Bachchan. Jaydeep, you happy Indian fan?
For sure. Fantabulous victory for India. Waiting for this victory since long, because Indian team haven't got a chance to play any home test. Last test was played, last series was played against Bangladesh, maybe in 2019. Then India didn't got any chance to play any test in the home soil. Yeah, they played against New Zealand and they played against Australia, but we were desperately waiting for the victory on the home soil, and the wait was long because we lost the first test, but finally got this fabulous victory. And I would like to say that Virat Kohli, I'm very happy that Virat Kohli is back as a captain after losing 4 consecutive test matches, 2 in New Zealand, 1 in Australia, and then and 1 in Chennai before this test. And finally, he is back as a captain. Contributed for his team a bit, but not according to the standards set by King Kohli. But I personally feel he'll be back on track within few time. He's working on it, and I feel he'll be back on track as a batsman with all the standards of King Kohli. Special mentions for me are Rohit Sharma and Ravichandran Ashwin for their hundreds in first innings and second innings of this test respectively. The pitch was very, very difficult to play as a batsman. And these both, the batsman, Rohit Sharma is a batsman, Ashwin is more like an all-rounder. But the century they have scored is they have done a great job, showed the guests how to play on this difficult track. From bowling point of view, Akshar and Ashwin did a fantabulous job. Ashwin, yeah, he's a senior bowler, and he usually does the job what he did in this test. But Akshar, as a debutant, getting a fifer in the debut test is a great feeling. Great feeling for himself, great feeling for the team, great feeling for fans as well. Because when your team was missing the services of Ravindra Jadeja as a bowler, and Ravindra Jadeja as a batsman as well. Akshar Patel managed to fill the gap of Ravindra Jadeja as a bowler, and he did a great job. Fast bowlers, although had not given much chances because it was a spin-friendly track, but when given chances, they were bowling at good areas. Kuldeep Yadav was also given few chances as both the strike spinners were doing well. He was given less chances as compared to them, but still he was bowling at the right areas and hitting the good lines, and he managed to get a few wickets as well. Congratulations to him too.
Yeah,
and
and that's right. That's
all too.
bang on. It was a full team effort by India. Finally, to Dinesh, the Chennai crowd, they made a big difference. As I say, we mentioned before, having those 50, and it was electrifying to see Ravi Ashwin. I've never been so happy in a match when Ravi got his 100. How did you feel?
Actually, as per Ashwin's words, Ashwin always terms Chennai crowd as a knowledgeable crowd, because I mean the reason why I say that was I could just recall you the incident that happened when Ashwin was actually nearing his 100. With every single dot ball that Muhammad Siraj was defending, the crowd was actually cheering. So Muhammad Siraj was actually discussing. I mean, Ravichandran and Ashwin yesterday just revealed what the discussion was between Muhammad Siraj and between Ashwin. Muhammad Siraj was telling that even his own father was not appreciating his defensive skills, but the entire crowd has been cheering. And just for that particular reason, I'll stick around till you reach your 100. So that was what Muhammad Siraj was talking to Ashwin. Ashwin has actually revealed it yesterday. So I mean, that's the kind of impact. I mean, the 100 that Ashwin has got. I mean, a lot of credits go to the crowd, especially with the way that Muhammad Siraj has told. I mean, no one has actually appreciated my defense more than the crowd. So I'll make sure that you reach your 100. So that's what the crowd actually mean to the people. So even when Indians were actually fielding, you could see Virat Kohli was actually asking for applause from the crowd. He was just constantly waving hands at the crowd, asking for appreciation. Yes, he was just asking for the whistles. So that's what the artists and the players actually play for the crowd actually. So they entertain the crowd, and I mean the whistles, the claps, the sound that the people make, the appreciations, and these are all the players play for. And cricket is all about that. So it's really happy. It was a happy scene to see the crowd back into the ground, and I mean immediately someone like Ashwin, who is a local boy, actually responded to that with 100 and also with a fifer. I mean, what else can you expect from a local boy being crowded? I mean, it just felt as if the ground was full of family people, and Ashwin is actually responding to the ask of the people. So it was electrifying, and I mean, after all this pandemic, with the world being stuck so badly, it's a good sign that the crowd is actually back to the cricket, and it's a very good sign. And Indians have responded really well, and hope in cricket and the world will witness yet more joyous scenes from here on, I hope.
Brilliant. And that is the big key. Cricket is back. There's a crowd, and we're coming into the IPL. And I can't be more excited to going into an IPL. Having it back in India. Dubai was fine, but I want it back in India. Hopefully it'll be back to the grounds, but maybe in Mumbai. We'll discuss how that's going to work out. But firstly, let's go to the auction tomorrow. It's going to be a big auction for some teams. We've got some other teams on here now. But I'm going to first go to Sunny Bhai. Sunny Bhai, Delhi, busy or not busy? And you got one choice of one player. Who are you going to buy?
Surendraji, it's going to be very difficult for me to pick one player because, I've been doing these research where, I actually saw a lot of players doing really well for their team, their particular team. And I feel somehow we have to get Glenn Maxwell or either Umesh Yadav into the mix because Glenn Maxwell, we know Ricky Ponting is the best man to manage him, considering both are Australians. And the reason I'm going for either Umesh Yadav is because we lack an Indian backup for Ishant Sharma. So that's why I'm getting into that.
Yeah, and as you know, have you probably not seen, I did a thing for Rajasthan Royals and I picked Umesh Yadav as my pick for Rajasthan Royals. Again, being the Indian bowler and we would have an upgrade on both Ankit Rajput and Varun Aaron. And I think that having that Indian player for the Indian team playing for the Indian, and that would also allow us to have Maxwell. I also said that, so me and Sunny are on exactly the same page. Moving up to Dia. Dia, RCB busy or not busy, and one player that you're looking for?
We have got a purse of 35.9 crores, and that's actually brilliant because I think we have got quite a lot of holes to fill in. Because first of all, we need a foreign opener, and then we need an all-rounder, good fast-paced bowling all-rounder, and of course, the only requirement that we have all the time is a good death bowler. So I think, and a good Indian middle order batsman as well. I think these are the four, options that we are looking for in the auctions, going into these auctions. So according to me, I think we should again go back to Chris Morris and get him back, maybe at a cheaper price. That will be great for us. I'm not going to go for Glenn Maxwell because I feel that we already have got Washington Sundar as a, all-rounder, a spin bowling all-rounder. And Glenn Maxwell, according to me, is going to do the similar job for us. So I think we don't need him. We need a pace bowling all-rounder. And I see that in Daniel Sams, but still not sure how he's going to perform. But still, I think the team management is definitely going to back him. So I think Chris Morris will be that, because last time also he did a great job for us as a death bowler as well as a batsman. So I think, and I'm also looking forward to Jai Richardson. He's carrying that, great image of, in the Big Bash League, he was brilliant. So I think as a death bowler, he can also be there. I think we can invest in Mustafizur Rahman as well as a, again death bowler. And another one as an opener that I'm looking forward to is Jason Roy. He can be a good power packed opener, foreign opener for us. So I think these are the a few players that I'm looking forward to.
So RCB is, according to Dia, is going to be the next Delhi Capitals. So everyone at Delhi Capitals are thrown away. RCB will take them. And I think in the next year when there's a big auction, maybe Virat Kohli comes home to Delhi. Good.
No, that's never going to happen. We are not going to let Virat Kohli go off. Never.
Brilliant, brilliant. Let's go up to Chris. Chris, your ideas for Rajasthan Royals. Who do you think we will be going for?
Well, we've got our work cut out this year. We've not done anything since 2018, but we've got the great Sangakkara in charge this year, and I think we still need an all-rounder, a dedicated batsman, and a pace bowler. Now, it's been mentioned previously. Glenn Maxwell's been mentioned. Chris Morris has been mentioned. For me, a dedicated batsman, and it hurts me to say it because it's coming from Nottinghamshire. Yeah. I'd like to see Alex Hales given the chance.
Wow, good.
He is a dedicated T20 specialist. Yes, back home in England, we all know the baggage that he carries, and the ECB are still saying that he's not entitled to play for England. But for me, I'd like to see him given the chance and given the position of being the dedicated batsman for Rajasthan this year.
Brilliant, good shout. And again, that T20 specialist opening situation. For me, I'm just going for a batsman that can bowl, because I think our batting lineup is fine, but Alex Hales or Aaron Finch might be a surprise call for us tomorrow. I wouldn't be against having Alex Hales, because he's probably a player that we can put in and put out, rather than being stuck with Steve Smith like we were last year. Totally dependent on Steve Smith playing because he was the captain. We don't have that problem this time. So I'm looking, if we get Umesh Yadav, we can then get a foreign bowler or a batsman or a batter and bowler that could fill that gap.
And Surendraji, I have a gut feeling that you guys might see Aaron Finch coming back home. He started with Rajasthan Royals, so you might see him into your mix again.
Yeah, and I can see that too. I can say, but I say the good thing with Aaron Finch, he will not be there as the captain, and that means we can drop him and then bring somebody else. But this will all depend on us getting one Indian bowler, and that Indian bowler has to be, for me, Umesh Yadav, because he's got the Indian links and you're after him, so we need him. Cool. Dinesh, who's your one pick?
You asking about? No, Ravichandran Ashwin is not actually going to be released from the team, Delhi Capitals. So I don't think there will be an option to pick him. If there is, and I will be surely going for him. But there are two actual local talents whom I actually look forward to. One is Lukman Mariwala, and another one is Chetan Sakaria. So these both are actually left-arm bowlers. They have got a good amount of success in the recently concluded SM80 trophy, Shahid Mushtaq Ali trophy. I mean, they both being left-handers, and they've got an economy of around 6 to 7. So, I mean, with bowlers like Ankit Rajput and Akash Singh being released from Royals, I think they can actually fill their shoes with someone like these two players, Chetan Sakaria and Lukman Meriwala. And also, adding up to that, you have actually got three defaulters in Rajasthan Royals, where you have these three in the playing 11 always. One is Butler and Stokes and Jofra. So there is no way that you're going to take them off the playing 11. So the other player, I really wish to see Chris Morris in the playing 11. He needs to be bidded by Rajasthan Royals, I feel, because not just because of the bowling, the death bowling he is able to, but he brings in a lot of batting depth, and due to which you can have a comfort of one extra bowler in the playing 11. So Chris Morris brings a lot of balance to the side. So I seriously feel Chris Morris and these two bowlers from Indian circuit, to be steadying the ship for the Rajasthan Royals, then I think all the holes would be filled now, and the problems would be sorted, and all the lagging areas would be addressed by now. So these were the three changes. Yeah.
I totally agree with Chris Morris. I think that will be a good sign for us. Or the other option will be Coltonal. Coltonal might be a good one, but that will be good. And we go up to Naman. Naman, your one choice tomorrow for the Rajasthan Royals.
Yeah, we badly need a fast bowler, overseas or Indian, whatever fits the bats. So I will go with the Kylie Jamieson or the Mustafizur Rahman for the fast bowler. And we also need an Indian middle order batsman or a foreign middle order batsman. So I will go with the Maxwell or the Morris. So Morris is an all rounder, so it will fit perfectly. And if we want a opening batsman, so David Malan is also the choice. He can open with the Butler or the Stokes. So it will become a destructive opening batsman.
Cool. And it looks like Rajasthan will change their name to England. English Rajasthan.
Yeah.
England B. Brilliant. Okay, quickly to Jaydeep. Jaydeep, who's your one pick for tomorrow for Rajasthan Royals?
As a Rajasthan Royals fan, I would like to get the job done, which was not done in the 2020 season, which was, in my opinion, bowling attack. In the death overs, you have got not even in the death overs, in the power play, in the middle overs, and in the death overs, you have got no bowler other than Jofra Archer to bowl at good lines and take wickets. So Rajasthan Royals team are badly missing a services of a good quality fast bowler. I don't think they'll be able to get the job done by an Indian fast bowler, because this is a mini auction. Not many players have been released. So in my opinion, they should go for Jay Richardson. He has done a brilliant job in BBL season, and I'm looking forward to him. And for the Rajasthan Royals, they have got the problem of players leaving early due to national calls or some other reasons, or due to some personal reasons. So they should have like-to-like replacement for all batsmen. So I've got this list covered as well. For the Joss Butler, that means to open the innings, you should have Colin Munro. And for Ben Stokes, that means in the middle order, you should have Kyle Jamieson or Chris Morris in the team. And for Jofra Archer, as I told, you should have Jay Richardson in the team. That's going to benefit the team very far.
And that's the big question: is when the internationals happen, what happens to the established players? And Rajasthan Royals have always failed. They have a good first 11, but when the bench comes in to replace them, that's where they have the problems. So I would go for Coulter-Nile. Coulter-Nile be one because he has the IPL experience. Obviously, if we can get Maxwell, that'd be brilliant, and Chris Morris. If we can get those three players, I'll be the happiest man because then we've finally got upgrades. But however, we need that one Indian bowler. And that Indian bowler at the moment, there's only one, and that is Umesh Yadav, and that connection with the Indian team. And I think that's where the other teams beat us. Like if you look at Delhi have half of Team India. Yeah, RCB have half of Team India. Chennai probably not a little now, but they have Ravi Ashwin. So you've got all these players, and we look at us. We've got Sanju Samson, brilliant player, but he's not established. And the fans
they have Ravindra Jadeja. Ravi Ashwin is with us.
I know. He's from Chennai. I already class him as from Chennai. But yeah, and again, that's the beauty of the Team India, because the Team India have that team already in place. There's no assimilation, and I think for Delhi Capitals, the big inclusion will be Chris Wokes. I think having Chris Wokes in the team will give you that 6th or 7th batsman. You could even then drop the West Indian Hetmeyer and play Wokes, and you've got a batting, bowling all-rounder. So Delhi are going to be very, very strong in that. We're running out of time, so I'm going to close the show now. And I'd like to thank all our fans for the support that we've done. Our fans forum members who have been brilliant in their discussions. And again, we will watch this space. Tomorrow, we will watch the auction, see what happens in the auction. And then on Sunday...
Did you just forget Mumbai Indians?
Oh, Mumbai! Where are you? Come on, quickly, Mumbai, Romit.
Yeah.
What was your one choice?
Yeah, we need a third overseas pacer. So I have 3 choices till now: Billy Stanley, Bendorf, and Mustafizur Rahman. Bendorf has really played like he had performed when he played for Mumbai last year. So I guess Mumbai might go buy back him, and they might also go for Billy Stanley because he's a good bowler in the party. He can hit the deck hard. So these 3 are the choices, and if they want to go for a bowler who can bat, then we have James Faulkner also. Like he has an hamstring injury, but he can bat as well in the lower order. And Chris Morris, to add the names, Chris Morris is there, Ben Cutting and Jamieson. But Ben Cutting would just be bought by Mumbai to cover the slots. But yeah, for the main buy would be Jamieson or James Faulkner, Chris Morris. They are going to bid for them because they can bat too as well and can bowl at the death with slower balls. James Faulkner, he's good with his slower balls. Yeah, these are the few players I have in mind. Yeah, but I think Mumbai will buy back Bendorf because he had been brilliant in the first season for Mumbai. So yeah, these are the few choices I have in mind.
But I can't understand why you let go Coulter-Nile, but those are good choices. And I think if you get Chris Morris, I think we might as well pack up and go, because I think Mumbai will get their, is it 7th trophy?
I left Coulter-Nile because see, I don't have really faith in him. Like he is if he plays, he'll play at his best, but he's not a consistent performer. Whereas Chris Morris, we have seen he has helped RCB in most of the matches where the batting has failed. So Chris Morris would be any day better option than Coulter-Nile. And Coulter-Nile also set his price at 2 crores. So it would go out of budget also, because we have to invest in one player where we can go up till 5 to 6 crores. And the rest we have to buy the players and cover up our slots. So that's why I don't think